Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Marauders at Midnight. I'm Isabella,
And I'm B.
and you're laughing for some reason. I don't know
Yeah,
why,
because
because this is
Isabella's
a
gonna fire me.
yeah, I am. This is a
Isabella's gonna
sad
fire me.
episode.
It is.
Um, Today we are talking about I don't know if it sounds better to say Frank and Alice or Alice and Frank, because they both
Frank
sound
and
good.
Alice. I think Frank and Alice flows better.
Frank and Alice Longbottom. And if you follow me on TikTok, you know that I post lots of Alice content. I love Alice so much.
And none of you
And
follow me on TikTok, but I like to duet some
yeah,
of.
hope you don't. Be weird if you do, unless you're
You guys
her
are not
friend.
allowed to. Yeah, you guys are not allowed to follow me on TikTok, except for
Yeah, we
Isabella.
have one of us is private, one of us is out there
Yeah,
everywhere.
literally, I'm
So,
so private, except for this podcast.
any yeah. Anyways, so I think we're gonna start with Frank. So you have the Frank
Yes,
stuff, and then we're gonna go into
Frank.
Alice because we have
I
more to say about her, I
I love
guess.
Frank. I just
Me
think
too.
he's so him.
He's
Okay,
so Frank.
Frank Longbottom, once again, JKR, lazy writer, didn't give him a birthday, didn't give him a birth year. So
Wah,
it
wah.
says he was born between September 1st of 1957 and August 31st of 1959. But get this, or earlier. Like, oh, girl.
Very bland.
Um, his parents are Mr. Longbottom and I think it's pronounced
A- Augusta. Like
Augusta Longbottom.
Augustus, but Augusta.
But like, yeah, for a girl, yeah.
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 Anyway.
That's all it said. There was absolutely no information on his school years. I
Yeah.
was reading and it said he might have attended Hogwarts.
Yeah, that's what Alice said too. I was like, what?
It's not even like oh, so weird.
They
Um,
did.
yes, but so he's part of the Sacred 28, Longbottom. Absolutely
Yes.
slay. And he was a very well-respected Auror alongside his wife. And they joined the Order of the Phoenix when the First Wizarding War was happening and all that good stuff. Um, and then they had Neville in the middle of the war, just like James and Lily. Neville was born July 30th, 1980. And this was like a little fun fact that was just in the wiki.
I know what you're gonna
Um,
say.
that Neville magically tightened his blankets when he was like a baby in the hospital.
Yeah.
Um, and no one noticed. And the nurse just assumed that Frank is the one who like tucked him in a bit tighter. So I
Yeah.
thought that was really cute.
Yeah, I was
Um,
reading Alice's wiki. Like we both, so B did Frank, I did Alice.
yeah,
And it's pretty much the same because I did take a peek at Frank's as well to see
yeah.
how similar. It was very similar.
Okay. That's kind of
And
what I figured.
I wrote a little note about that. Just that like the fact that he was a little baby doing stuff like that, that means whoa,
So
wow.
powerful.
That just yeah, he's very powerful and his parents are very powerful and I love that for him.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. Um,
Continue.
Now because of how efficient they were as Aurors, oh, excuse me. Voldemort, they earned the wrath of Voldemort, and he was like angry at them because they imprisoned many of his Death Eaters, his loyal followers. Isabel put up the L sign, the loser sign. Losers.
Loser.
Um, and so yeah, they imprisoned many of the Death Eaters, and it said they defied Voldemort a total of 3 times. I
It said
don't
that about
exactly
James
know
and
what
Lily
that.
too.
I don't exactly know what they mean by that, but I guess that
I
means
th-
like
I
I don't know.
I think it just means like either they were trying to be recruited 3 times.
Maybe.
So
Oh,
like the
maybe.
same thing for James and Lily, like they were just like join us and they're like no,
Okay,
three
that's
times.
yeah. And then yeah, it said Neville was one of the 2 infants who could possibly destroy Voldemort, said in the pro prophecy told by Sybil Trelawney. Slay, we love her.
Icon.
But it is unknown if the Longbottoms were made aware of the prophecy, or even if they went into hiding. It's unknown, it said. But shortly after James and Lily's death, they were attacked by Bellatrix, Rudolphus, Rabaston, and Barty Crouch Jr. Ugh, you guys,
Barty Crouch
was it a
Jr.
few episodes ago? We did an episode on them, and you guys know I don't like that man. I don't like him.
Yes.
They
We
were
both
captured.
don't.
Yeah, we both
Sorry.
don't like him. They were captured and tortured with the Cruciatus curse, and they never recovered. Frank was deemed insane and he lost his ability to function in society, leading to him being permanently placed in the psychiatric ward of St. Mungo's. And another sad thing, he was never able to recognize his son again, and then Neville was then raised by his grandmother.
That was really nice of you to say. I really, really needed to know that information,
Oh
so
my
thank you.
God, you're welcome. I figured you didn't know, so I just like had to tell you.
Yeah.
Anyways, gonna go
Love to know
cry
that.
now. Just kidding.
Um, do we have you only had Alice
For
written down,
relationships,
right?
I only had Alice because Frank, he's not really popular in the fandom. Funny
Oh,
enough.
I thought you meant like not really popular in general, like in his I
In the
see him
in
as
the fan. Oh yeah, he
popular.
was. Casanova. You know how everyone's like, "Oh, Remus is the No,
Oh my God,
Frank
yes.
Longbottom was. I can feel it.
I I thought it was canon that they were prefects together, like head boy and head girl even,
Oh,
but
I like
I
that.
didn't see anything about it, so
Well, I'm
yeah.
making it canon. I don't care.
Yeah. I don't know, I just thought it was cute, like
That
it's
is
kind of like a
cute.
Jilly moment where they were
Yeah, I was
like
gonna say,
working
weren't James and
together.
Lily both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like to imagine Frank as like a role model for the Marauders boys.
Ooh,
Um,
yes.
did it say his house?
Nope.
Because
It literally there was no inf again, it didn't even say if he went to Hogwarts.
that's true, yeah.
Like,
But
yeah, there
I
was
th-
no information.
I think it's just assumed that they're Gryffindor, but it's very possible they weren't. I don't know.
I could see
But
him as a Hufflepuff.
I've just always seen them as a little bit older, a couple years older, like Narcissa
Yeah.
age,
I do see them
and
both as
being
Gryffindor, though. But yeah,
yeah,
I think
like
probably around the same ages, like Narcissa and them.
yeah, the rulers of Gryffindor. Are you raising your eyebrows at me right now?
No,
My God.
I am
Do you,
not. What are you talking about?
I'm assuming you didn't write any friendships,
Nope,
unless you
I forgot
did.
about that.
Oh,
I literally just wrote Alice.
yeah, I don't have any for Alice
I
either.
don't know who he would
Uh,
be friends with. Me. He'd be friends with me.
there's just not enough
Oh,
information, I think.
do you know when Molly Weasley went to school?
She would have went to school around Andromeda and Bellatrix, I think, with
Okay.
Arthur.
I was gonna
Because
say
yeah, I texted you about that the other day.
did. Because she has older brothers, twin
But
brothers, Fabian
even
and
then,
Gideon. They could be friends. I could see
that's
that.
true.
I love
That's
those
very
two. I had a big phase where I like tried to learn everything about those two, even though there's like nothing about them.
I love them.
It
But
was
yeah,
during
that's
my
true.
Fred and George phase.
I mean, weren't they in the order or something?
I don't remember.
They were they had like this big part in something for some reason, but I can't remember.
We
Anyways,
should do an episode on the Weasleys. They got a lot of history.
yes, we should. But also, yeah, I feel like they would be friends even if it wasn't in their school years, like when they were older,
Yeah.
maybe in the order or
Oh yeah. I can
whatever
definitely see
else.
that.
Work friends. I don't know. Were they
Work
ors?
friends. I don't know. I don't remember much about them, just that they were twins and they died.
Yeah.
And that I liked Fabian more than Gideon.
Oh,
Only
you're a Fabian
because
girl.
only because he shares a name with my favorite character from House of Anubis. Yeah.
Oh. I also love the fact that it's F and G, like Fred and
Yeah.
George.
I
I
think that
love
I'm
that.
pretty sure it's somewhere it says that's why the twins were named that.
Yeah. But she goes from Fabian and Gideon to Fred and George.
Yeah.
The most
Honestly, why not
basic
just name
names.
them Why not just name them Fabian and Gideon?
Who knows?
That would have been too
Who?
easy. It would have been too easy.
Yeah, that's true. Any headcanons? Or did you
Um,
just have the notes?
I just had the notes, and then again that he's married to Alice and they were in love
Their only defining factors is being insane and also marrying each other. That's their only,
and having Neville.
yeah,
That's
that's their
it.
only character
No thoughts.
traits.
Just them. That's just that. Just
So
it.
real.
They probably actually have
Literally
no
no
thoughts.
thoughts.
I was gonna say, I just said, we're so in sync. Oh my God.
This is the most
Yeah.
bland beginning to an episode ever.
Sorry, Frank.
Sorry,
Let's
Frankie.
get into Alice and then we can talk about exactly what I want to talk about this
Oh
episode.
my god, Frank and Alice are literally she's everything, he's just Ken. Like
He's
quite
just
literally.
Ken.
Because Alice is everything and he's just there for her.
They're
He walks
literally
behind
Ken and
her,
Barbie.
picks things up for her if she drops them.
He carries her books so she doesn't have to drop anything.
So real. He's such a Ken.
I'm just Ken. Anywhere else I'd be a 10.
I'm not
Anyway, I still
singing with
haven't
you
seen the Barbie
because
movie.
if I sing
I'm
with you,
hoping
it'll
by the time
sound terrible. Sorry.
I'm hoping by the time this comes out I've seen the Barbie movie.
Crossing fingers. Because that'll be like a month from now.
Oh God.
Anyway, let me get
Oh,
into Alice now.
anyway.
So, a lot of these notes are very similar to what you just said.
Oh my
So
God,
maybe,
copy? Did you copy my notes?
yeah, I did. Even though I did them
Rude.
before you.
Did you? How are they gonna know? Where's the proof?
In the books somewhere.
What books? We don't
The
have books.
books.
Someone should write books about us. I
So
was
true.
gonna
Oh my god, fan fiction? Yeah, my Alice notes are very similar to the Frank notes because
copycat.
whatever. Yeah, I copied you. Sure. So, Alice Longbottom, before known as Alice Fortescue,
I used to think it was
um,
Fortesque. Just Fortesque.
Fortesque,
I'm horrible
Fortesque.
with. Oh my God. I don't even. I'm so glad I watched the Twilight movies before I read the books. I don't even want to know how I would have pronounced Carlisle.
Carlisle.
I
No,
saw someone, they're like, I called him
Carlisle.
Carlisle. Carlisle.
Alice Fortescue. So, we don't know her Hogwarts house. We don't know that she even went to Hogwarts,
Does she have a
apparently.
birthday?
No, she doesn't. Not even a
Of
year.
course. Not
Not
even a
even a year.
year. Does she
So,
have like a. What?
the people that say that Noble Flower makes no sense because their age difference are
No
not
evidence.
correct.
No evidence.
Zero evidence ever. It is confirmed, however, that she's a pureblood. So,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, because Neville's a pureblood.
yes.
Oh, because it also said, sorry, I didn't write this, but I remember it. Voldemort went after Harry because he was a half-blood.
Yeah, I read that and I wrote it. So there you go.
Oh,
Didn't
okay.
copy your
Well,
notes.
yeah, well, I remembered it before you said it, so.
I was going to get to it if you didn't interrupt me.
I'm
Sorry, we're arguing.
sorry.
We're bickering like a old married couple, as Snape would say.
Are we Wolfstar?
Yeah, I think we are.
In my serious era?
I think you are.
No, thank you.
You do have some serious vibes. I know that's not
No.
a compliment for you, but it is from me.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
So, why are we talking about men? That's
Ew.
gross. Ugh.
Women only in this podcast. I'm just kidding, but I'm
Um,
not kidding.
like I said, I thought that they were prefix. Her and Frank were prefix together. I just thought that was true. I guess that's a headcanon, but I did write that down. So, yeah, in my head, they were. You've already said this, but Alice became an Auror with Frank. She joined the Order kind of after school because, again, there was no Hogwarts years. Because apparently they didn't go to Hogwarts.
They
Maybe.
might have gone to Hogwarts,
They might have gone to Hogwarts. It's not confirmed,
but they might not
even
have. So
though
who knows?
that's true.
I just
Maybe
want
they
to know
went to
where the
Ilvermorny.
I was gonna say, where else would they have gone? That's the American school, though.
I
Exchange
know.
students.
So
Do
true.
they have they should have an exchange student program.
Probably. Maybe. Who
Do you?
knows?
Oh my God, sorry, I just got distracted. Do you know your Ilvermorny house?
I took it a long time ago.
I got Thunderbird. And
Is
apparently that's
isn't
like
that
Gryffindor.
I thought that was like oh. Yeah, I
I
don't
think.
know.
Maybe it. Oh fuck, no, it's Slytherin. Never mind.
Oh.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Never mind.
But
Whoops.
anyways, they went to Hogwarts, okay? The wiki is wrong.
Maybe Alice went to Beauxbatons. Beauxbatons? Maybe Frank went to Durmstrang.
Well,
Don't you have to be German to
Beauxbatons
go there, actually? No,
no,
you
because
don't.
Draco was
Never
gonna
mind.
go. Remember?
Right, yeah, never mind.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Alice. So she
I'm so
became an
silly.
Auror, joined the Order after Hogwarts.
After
Um,
Hogwarts.
and
I
then
mean, I'm assuming, because Sirius talked about them a little bit.
like
The way that he
probably
knew them, I'm assuming they went to school together.
so because they were Aurors and they were very good Aurors, very powerful wizards, they earned the wrath of Bellatrix Lestrange for how efficient and powerful they were in their job because they arrested a lot of Death Eaters, captured them, got them in trouble, stuff like that. Rightfully so. That's their
Did
job.
you did you mean to say Bellatrix?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because mine said
It said,
Voldemort. Mine didn't say anything about Bellatrix,
yeah,
except for when. Okay, cool.
you said the same thing too. It earned the wrath. They earned the wrath from,
Of Voldemort.
yeah, but it said Bellatrix for me.
That's funny.
Maybe it just, maybe it just meant Alice because of Noble
Oh.
Flower. There you go. It's real.
No, that actually, guys, it's canon.
We'll get into it, okay? Um, and then, like you said, Neville was born July 30th, so they could have been a part of the prophecy of the child that was going to. What are you holding? Oh, it's your bee. Your
Maybe
broken bee.
my almost
Um,
headless, nearly headless bee. See
nearly
what I did there?
headless. How can you be nearly
Maybe
headless?
nearly headless.
Um, and then yeah, the little baby Neville magically adjusting his blankets thing. I wrote that down as well.
It was so
Um,
cute.
they defied Voldemort 3 times, like James and Lily. And I didn't know that they didn't know, or they maybe didn't know that they were in danger.
Yeah, that's what it said. It said it is unknown that if they had were made aware of the prophecy, because it is also unknown if they went into hiding or not.
I feel like Dumbledore, even though I don't like him, he would have been like, hey, you need to go in hiding.
Nah, I don't think he would. I don't think he cared.
I don't know. Maybe it's because they knew that he was going to go after the Potters and
Oh,
they just
maybe.
didn't bother. But I mean, yeah, because I guess they didn't go into hiding because they got tortured like right after.
Yeah.
So there we go, I guess. Which is kind of stupid. Like, why would he not at least tell them? Dumbledore.
It's Dumbledore. What do you expect?
It's it's
He's
Dumbledore's
he's to
fault.
blame for like every single bad thing happening almost.
It, it's
We found a
literally
way to
Dumbledore's
blame him
fault.
for the prank. That
We
like
did.
actually made sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not even surprised.
Ugh. Oh my god, he makes me so angry. Um, where was I? Oh yeah, so yeah, you said the thing about Harry because he was half blood, that's why
Yep.
Voldemort went after him, probably. Um, and then after the whole Voldemort debacle with Harry and Lily and James. So yeah, they were attacked by Death Eaters, driven to insanity because they refused to give any information on the whereabouts of Voldemort or what happened or anything. They probably didn't even know,
No.
but they still refused because they were just that good. They had goodness in their hearts. They cared and they wanted to protect their child. So
Feel.
That was their main priority was Neville. And then because they lost their memory, they basically went insane. They now were placed in the a permanent ward in St. Mungo's Hospital, which means they were just never going to recover, and that makes me so sad.
Yeah, I
Um,
imagine. I don't know what I imagine actually. Never mind.
don't imagine it. Just don't. It's really sad.
I am. It is sad, so I'm just not gonna.
Yeah. Um, and as you said, Neville was cared for by his grandmother, Augusta Longbottom, which is Frank's mother. Um, do you know what I mean when I say the gum wrapper? Have you heard of the gum wrapper
No.
with Neville?
With Neville and a gum wrapper?
Okay, I'm taking it as a no.
Is this like
I
a
have a
book thing?
quote.
Okay, yeah,
It's
I don't.
very heartbreaking.
Oh no, I don't want
So,
to know. Oh God, you're gonna tell me anyway.
um, yeah, I am. So before I read it, actually, there's a short film that was made about kind of about this, and I watched it a couple
Is it
weeks ago,
like
and it was
an official or is it like a fan film?
fan film.
Okay.
Um, and it was so heartbreaking.
Oh God.
So yeah, I'll send it to you if you want to watch it later. Um,
Okay, yes, please.
okay. So this was in the Order of the Phoenix book when Harry and the trio, I guess, were visiting Arthur Weasley in St. Mungo's, and they had run into Neville Longbottom at the
Oh.
hospital visiting his parents.
Oh,
So,
I love that
and
he visits them.
at this point, I think it was only Harry who knew what happened to them.
Yeah,
And so it was very private, and like he was probably very embarrassed of the fact that they saw him there and like saw his parents in the way that they were. So,
yeah.
anyways, let me get into this. So, she did not seem to want to speak, or perhaps she was not able to, but she made timid motions toward Neville, holding something in her outstretched hand. Again, said Mrs. Longbottom, sounding slightly weary. Very well, Alice, dear, very well. Neville, take it, whatever it is. But Neville had already stretched out his hand, into which his mother dropped an empty Drubel's blowing gum wrapper. Very nice, dear, said Neville's grandmother in a falsely cheery voice, patting his mother on the shoulder. But Neville said quietly, Thanks, Mum. His mother tottered away, back up the ward, humming to herself. Neville looked around at the others, his expression defiant, as though daring them to laugh, but Harry did not think he'd ever found anything less funny in his life. Well, we'd better get back, said Mrs. Longbottom, drawing her long green gloves. Very nice to have met you all. Neville put that wrapper in the bin. She must have given you enough of them to paper your bedroom by now. But as they left, Harry was sure he saw Neville slip the wrapper into his pocket.
Oh, why
So,
did you do that? Why did you read that? I don't like
cuz
him.
that's what like makes me love Alice so much is that like even in her condition, she still like has that connection to him. And I
I'm
can
about to
see you so
cry.
sad. Yeah, it's so sad. And I was hoping that you didn't know about that
I
just so I could
didn't.
get your raw reaction.
Oh,
But also, when I was looking for that quote, I learned that apparently that situation was based on a real story that JKR had heard about. I think it was a grandmother and someone, and like the grandmother really liked candy and she would eat the candy and give the wrappers because she had what's it called, Alzheimer's.
stop.
So
I don't want to talk to you anymore. You're mean.
um
I could have gone my whole
yeah.
life without knowing this.
So yeah, there's a fan film out there. You can probably just search like
Just
Frank and
send it to
Alice
me.
Longbottom fan film. And then, well, that's just for the people listening.
Oh, for the fans.
Yeah, there's like a fan film and it shows like they're torturing and then in the hospital and Neville's like there and he gets the gum wrapper and he keeps it in his pocket. And I just like to think that he has this little box of all the little wrappers that his mom gives him because she said she's probably given you enough to
Stop it.
paper your room.
You're not helping this. You're not helping me.
I know.
You're not
I
helping
know,
me.
but you know that I like the pain. I
I
love the
know.
pain. Um, and I just think it's sad, but it's also very like beautiful to me and poetic that like
It is. It definitely is. I can
she
see where you're coming from.
she has
It's just sad.
no idea who that is, but like she does at the same time, and she doesn't realize like how much it means to him, but she does. It's like
Yeah.
this meaningful gift that she's giving him, and he takes it as a meaningful gift even though it's a candy wrapper.
It's a candy wrapper. It's considered garbage.
Like to his grandmother she's like, oh, just throw that in the bin, like you don't need that.
I
But
don't
to
like
him
his
it's
grandmother.
like, yeah, I don't either.
She
um
seems horrible.
she seems mean, but also I think at like kind of the end she was a bit nicer to him or something, but
Maybe she was just
whatever.
like so sad and full of like grief about the situation.
Yeah,
And it's like
because
hard
like
for
that
her to like go
was,
and visit and like,
yeah, and like having to see like her own son and also her
yeah,
grandson going through that, it's really sad. But yeah,
yeah.
I just love the fact that like they have this special moment probably every time he goes there and like he gets a gum wrapper.
That's beautiful. I love
It
that. It's
is.
so sad though.
Okay. On that note, actually I have one or two more. I have like two more things.
Okay.
Um, I was reading, I don't normally look at their physical appearance description, but I glanced at hers because the
Mm-hmm.
wiki was really short. I was reading it,
Mm-hmm.
and she's actually most likely plus sized, like canonically. It didn't say that, but it said she had a round face, which doesn't mean plus size, but
Yeah.
you know. And then also that Neville resembled her quite a lot, which Neville is described as like chubby and bigger in the books, especially. So she was probably plus size. So
Shut
there
the
you
fuck
go.
up. I'm gonna cry. New
Which I
favorite
have
character.
seen a lot of
Yeah,
fan
I love
casts
the
where,
yeah, I love those ones.
yeah. Um, so yeah, I thought that was interesting. And then I think maybe you mentioned this when we were talking about Noble Flower. What are you doing? Is
My
it
be
Be
real.
Real? Oh, I have Do Not Disturb on. I'll do it later, but
You're in my be real.
you you might have mentioned something like this when we talked about Noble Flower in the Black Sisters episode, but I'm going to say it anyways because we were talking about the ship name and we thought Noble meant Narcissa because of Noble House of Black, but
Yes. We were so
it means,
silly.
yeah, it means Alice because Alice is derived from the French name. I'm going to butcher these names, okay?
It's okay.
Adelaide or Adelaide, which is derived from a German name, Adelaides,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. And the word Adel means noble. So that's where it comes from.
Oh, okay.
I think that's pretty creative.
Yes.
Um, and then if you didn't know, Narcissa is a type of flower, I guess. So
It's
that's
a
why
type of flower,
it's,
I believe.
yeah, that's why it's noble flower. And speaking of noble flower, let us get into the relationships.
Oh my God, finally. Finally, I'm so excited.
It's gonna be sad though. It's gonna be angsty. So, are you excited?
Yes, I am very excited. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm very excited.
Good, you better be excited or else I think I'm gonna have to fire you.
What? My
Yeah.
God, after I introduced you to Noble Flower? You're kidding.
Yeah. Okay, Noble Flower, Alice and Narcissa. My new favorite ship.
Yeah.
Screw Jegulus. Screw Amber Moon.
Screw all
I
the
don't
other
know
ships
any other
at this
ships.
point.
Oh, Wolfstar, but I don't really care about them anyway. I
Yeah.
feel like that's so controversial in this fandom to not like Wolfstar.
It is.
And
I don't
again, I
understand
do.
you.
It's because of
I
Sirius.
yeah, I know.
I'll get there
And
one
this
day. I'll get there one day.
the serious thing is because it was ruined for you
Yes.
by
Maybe
someone.
it'll be
Just
unruined.
for the people who didn't know that.
Yes. By someone. It was ruined because they really, really liked Sirius. And yeah, so now I just don't like Sirius.
Yeah,
I did like
but
Remus for a while, but I have you. You're my Remus.
thanks.
You're
Noble
welcome.
Flower is a very angsty ship. I don't like comparing ships, but
I feel like it's the
for this
angstiest.
instance, it is. But like compare if I had to compare it to a male ship, it would be Jegulus because it has that same dynamic.
Sunshine, midnight rain. Wanted that comfort, wanted that pain.
Yeah, pretty much. Um, and Narcissa is literally a black. So there you go. And I feel
Exactly.
like a lot of in fanon, like Alice is very happy and joyful, like James. So they have that same like or similar,
Mhm.
not exactly the same,
They have golden
dynamic.
retriever energy, I feel like.
Yes,
James a
they
little
do.
bit more than Alice. I feel like Alice is more like laid back about it, but
I used to see Alice as more alt, but now I see her as like
I see her as
sunshine,
like
like
soft academia, like
that's
florally, very like feminine energy.
yeah.
I've never seen alt Alice.
I
That's
saw her as
interesting.
feminine but also alt at the same time. Like
Yeah.
pink and black was her
Oh, like Avril
colors.
Lavigne, kind of.
Yeah. Um but anyways, that's why I like Alice because there's so many different versions of her out
I like
there.
Narcissa.
Um but they're just so painful but like so good because of Bellatrix
Yeah,
being
I
the
was
one
just
to
gonna say, I can't
torture
believe
Alice.
when you like pointed that out to me. Like that's devastating. Like I just cannot imagine the pain Narcissa would have felt knowing that her own sister, who she loved and cared about very dearly, because they cut Andromeda off. So Bellatrix
Yeah.
was all Narcissa had really. And then for her to go and do that to Alice, the love of her life, like that, oh, it's just a stab in the gut. It hurts so much thinking about
Yeah.
the betrayal.
And this is putting Quill Killer aside, that's Rita and Bellatrix, like that ship aside. I think that like if Noble Flower were a thing, Bellatrix would be not accepting.
Homophobic. You
And
can
that's
say it.
why when I read that in the wiki that they earned the wrath from Bellatrix, I feel like some of that would have come from like her hatred towards
Homophobia.
Alice. So there's just so much angst and
I
it
really
hurts.
hate thinking about Narcissa going to visit Alice, especially in the beginning, where she's like begging and is like, um,
Alice, look at me.
yeah, and she's like
There's
pleading for
a
her to remember and like, ugh, it
there's a
hurts.
one shot on I think AO3 called Alice Look at Me and it's Noble Flower. I haven't read it, but apparently it's good.
I
So
should read that, even though I don't like
it's
fan
a
fiction very much.
it's a one
I like
shot, so
one
it's
shots. Yeah,
short.
I like one shots.
But
I
yeah,
read them on Tumblr sometimes.
I think that Noble Flower has so much potential in fix. Like the way that there's the Jegulus hype, I think that Noble Flower should be more because of just I don't know.
First person to make me a Noble Flower edit gets a mention in the next video.
Oh my gosh, shout out.
I need some Noble Flower edits. Tag me or Isabella.
Tag the
You know what?
Marauders at midnight TikTok.
Oh, yeah, tag the TikTok and then like any of them. Yellow shout out.
Yeah.
Real.
Or if you
They
find any, just tag us.
might not be in the next episode because we record these in advance. But
Yeah. It'll be
eventually.
in a while from now.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm trying to think of like other things I could say about them. There's just so much.
They're just perfect.
They are.
I just like thinking of them like laying under a tree on like a picnic blanket, just like playing with each other's hair, like looking at the lake, talking, and just
I've seen so much more fan art of them recently, and I've been sending them to
Pinterest
you.
is lacking.
Oh, I
Pinterest
just
is
see them on
lacking noble
Instagram.
flower. Yeah, 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 me too. But like Pinterest is lacking.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot, but I've seen more than I
Oh
have
yeah.
before,
Women
which is good.
unite. Tired of the
Yes.
men. I don't want to be the Marauders fandom. I want to be the women fandom.
Yeah. Who are the Marauders? Ew.
Ew,
I
yuck.
say as it's literally in our title.
Kidding, we
Uh,
love the Marauders.
but also I do love Alice and Frank. Like those two. I think that I don't know. I just like what I said at the beginning of the episode, like Barbie and Ken, like that's what I see them as
Yeah.
perfectly. Cuz like I see that with Jilly as well, but I think more so because James is very like egotistical
Oh,
and
absolutely.
yeah, ego the size of a lake, but the heart to match it. But I think Frank just has the heart and it's just like he has
Oh,
so
yeah.
much
He's so
to
kind
give.
and gentle, I think.
Yeah, and I think that he would be like the dream house Ken, whereas James
Dreamhouse Ken.
James would be the Barbie movie Ken where he like oh wait, you haven't seen it, but he like
I know. I've
only
seen
really
enough spoilers though, but yeah.
okay. Yeah, that Ken goes like into patriarchy because he thinks it's about horses.
My
And I
job,
think James
it's just beach.
it's just beach. Did you see
Okay,
my
so he
TikTok
actually
like
goes
that?
into no, I didn't. He actually goes into patriarchy because he thinks about horses. Oh, that's
Yeah.
something, James. Oh, I love Barbie Life in the Dream House. That show, I've watched it so many times. And then I
So
found
good.
out there is 6 seasons that are not on Netflix, and I don't know where to watch them.
What? Probably
Yeah,
YouTube.
I haven't even looked. That's a good idea.
But yeah, at the end of Barbie, kind of when they're trying to get them out of the patriarchy, he goes like, "I kind of lost interest when I found out it wasn't just horses." And
That's so real.
it's so James. It's just so James. But yeah, I think that Frank is the dream house Ken. Perfect. Frank and Alice, no friends, no life. L, literally.
Pretty sad. Literally. They're
So
losers.
head cannons. Sorry we didn't have any Frank head cannons because there's not
Because
enough of
I'm,
him out there.
yeah,
But I love Alice and you love Alice.
we
We love
love
Alice.
Alice.
So, let me read this. After okay, yeah, okay, now I remember. So, I have this headcanon where like after a wizard dies who was using like a spell on something, their magic will die as well. And
Yeah.
so I have this headcanon. I know it's probably not realistic.
It's a head headcanon. It's not supposed to be
Yeah,
realistic. Why do you think I had Regulus be alive to give Luna those little Raz earrings?
exactly. After the Second War, I think that her and Frank's memory, I guess it's a Frank headcanon as well, started to get better because the magic died from all of those people dying. I'm assuming they all died. I don't know. Um,
We know Bellatrix
and
died.
so,
Not my daughter, you bitch. Sorry.
so
That's
yeah,
not
I
even.
think that um, I like to think that her memory and his memory started coming back a little, and they were like, oh, like I know, like they still had to do some recovery, but I think that it
Well,
got
duh.
better after that. Um, and I just like that idea that like they just came back and it wasn't always just bleak in their little permanent residence in the hospital.
In the
Um,
psychiatric ward.
'Cause like I don't like the idea that they would just like be there until the day they die and like just have nothing. Like I want them to have that back because they deserve it and I love
I think
them.
that also makes it like 10 times sadder. Like, you don't want them to have that, but that is what happens. That is what's going
Why
to
would you
happen
say
to them.
that? Why
Because
like
you make
what
me
is
cry all the time.
wrong with you?
Everything.
So
Kidding.
just to get back at you for saying that, here's the next
Please
one.
don't. Please don't.
I don't want to. I
Okay,
came up
just
with
do it.
this when
You
I was
came up
writing
with
them.
this. Oh
When
God,
I was
okay.
writing them.
Okay,
So,
just lay it on me.
you know how some mothers or pa- parents in general will sometimes write like letters or
Nope.
something to their
Don't know.
child
I don't know. I don't know nothing about what you're talking about, actually. Mm-mm.
bef- like before they're born or like when they're a baby? You're mouthing mean things to me.
Stop it.
Um, so I have a headcanon now that she wrote letters or like she had a journal for him that she was going to give to him when he turned like 17 or 18. But instead, because of what happened, he ended up finding them one day when he was a bit younger. Um, and he took them during his visits and he would read them to her in hopes that she would remember. Oh,
You
it.
are horrible.
I know. I'm the worst person in the world.
Debatable.
So,
That was much worse than I thought it was going to be. So, you know what? You shut up. You're not allowed. I'm revoking your headcanon creating privileges.
oh, but I'm not done. I'm
Oh,
not done yet.
God.
I have a noble flower one.
Oh,
Um,
God.
so yeah, I'm just not even gonna say anything more about the letter thing because that actually really hurt me when I
Yeah,
thought of it.
just stop talking about it. I don't even, I wasn't
Um,
listening. You said nothing.
so I have another headcanon with noble
Okay.
flower where oh, almost said Alice. Narcissa has some kind of article of clothing, like a sweater of Alice's, even after what happened. Maybe they broke up and then that happened, whatever. She still had it. And because she would visit Alice in the hospital, there had to have been a time where she ran into Neville. And so you, I'm just not even going to finish it because you don't look ready. Um, I think that because we've talked about how like she definitely was a very caring person, even though she
She
mostly put that,
literally sent Draco candy
yeah,
and sweets every day for a year. What a great mom.
like most of her care definitely went towards her son, but I think she still had soft spot. Like with Harry, she even saved
Dead.
him basically.
He ate
So
that
yeah,
line.
she had a lot of care, I think, for the younger children, and like she didn't want them to go through the same thing that she went through or worse. And she probably had a lot of guilt with what happened with Andromeda and stuff too. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I'm
You think maybe
rambling,
that's why she only
but
had one kid? Because she didn't want like sibling
maybe.
trauma.
Oh, oh my God. What the,
I'm getting back at
what the
you.
hell? But anyways, because I see her as having that care for people,
Yeah.
um, specifically younger kids or people that are Draco's age, I think that like if she ran into Neville one time at the hospital, I think that she would have like just kind of silently gave the sweater to him and didn't say anything or was like this was your mother's. And then you know the sweater that Neville wears in the Battle of Hogwarts.
Don't you
I
dare.
okay, I
Oh
know
my
that that's
God.
supposed to like reference like he's supposed to look like Frank,
Yeah.
but
Because
I
Harry's
don't know.
also wearing clothes that reference James.
Yeah. But I just like the idea that it was hers. But also I do like the idea that it was Frank's. Maybe she was just friends with Frank and she had it. I don't know, but
It's
yeah,
sadder if it's Alice's.
it
Like
is. So,
regarding Narcissa.
oh my God, I can't do this. I have a happy one
I don't
though.
believe you.
It's uh, yeah. So with the idea that they're prefects, I
Okay.
like to think that okay, I know that it would seem because of like Hermione and Lily type of characters. It would seem like Alice is the one who's like making like stop doing that, no pranks, all that. I think Frank would be that one. And
I
I think that
agree.
Alice would be the one
That's
to be
cute.
like, it's okay, keep go do your prank. I won't tell anyone.
That's really cute. I like that.
I think like Frank was more grounded in that sense,
Hmm.
whereas Alice was
She had more
like,
of a playful
I don't
side.
care.
Yeah, exactly. You're young, live it up.
It's like the like go ask your no wait, when dads are like go ask your mother.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you mean though.
But yeah, that's all my notes.
Yeah. You don't want to break my heart
I
anymore? You got nothing else?
I probably have more, but I can't think of
Don't
it
say
right
them.
now.
Don't say them.
Oh, the letters.
Stop. I don't like you right now for that one. That made me
It's
sad.
fine. I'll take I'll take that. Um, but yeah,
This has been an emotional episode
I know.
because Frank
It
and
makes
Alice,
me
they suffered a fate worse than death.
yeah. Serious? Sirius Black? Is that you?
Stop! You're
It was
right.
actually Moody. It was Moody.
You Alistair Moody haters, get out of here.
We don't want to hear from you ever
There's another
again.
reason that I can hate Barty. He did all that mean stuff to Moody.
So true.
He locked him in a chest.
He threw him down there. He just like said
He
bye.
threw him down there?
Probably. Well, how
Bruh,
else would
that's
he get down there?
a ladder.
You think that he was gonna levitate him down or give him a ladder? No.
Maybe. I
No,
don't
he.
know.
You think he was
I
like,
don't even want
here,
to.
let me put this ladder here. You climb down, and I'll trap you in there. Then he would just comply.
Okay, yeah, no, that's actually, yeah,
I
that's kind of
mean,
dumb.
the
I don't
Imperious Curse
know.
exists,
Yeah, so
so
maybe I don't know. It's sad.
I like the idea that he's like, okay, climb in.
Yeah, and Moody just went for it. He was like, okay, bye. Going on
Okay.
vacation.
Uh, anyways, Alice and Frank, love them. I would marry both of them. Real. And I also
Real.
love Neville, and we're definitely going to talk about Neville a lot more in the future.
No, you're not allowed to talk about him ever again.
Get out of my
I'm
face.
just
It's
kidding.
not even funny. Never, ever talk about
It's a
my
little,
son like that ever again.
it's a little
Remember when
funny.
I said that Tucker was like a Neville Kinney? Yeah,
Real. You're
that's my
Alice,
son.
and I'm Narcissa.
Oh my god. All right, let's end this right now.
Oh, okay. Well,
Actually,
thank you for tuning
actually,
in.
yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Stop interrupting. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Marauders at Midnight.
See you next time. Bye.